Hey, what's going on? It's Michelle, your favorite trainer. Welcome back to the Athlete Remedy channel. If this is your first time tuning in, hopefully you find the information helpful. This is a channel where I go over mobility, flexibility, and recovery tips to help you perform better. And so in today's video, I'm gonna actually break down a very common movement in sports and athletics in general. And it is the form of jumping. Now, whether you are a volleyball athlete, a basketball player, you're a soccer player, maybe you're a goalie, or if you are into CrossFit or do BioMechanics and jumping incorporated into your training, chances are that you are doing a loading, sort of jumping explosive movement where you are engaging your hips, bringing them back, exploding off of the floor, and bringing your arms up to help you accomplish that movement. And I know that you've probably seen there's tons of information out there, and I think a lot of the training videos that you see out there focus on maybe using things like, resistance bands, boxes, maybe pulling you from one direction, maybe bungees and different things like that, maybe adding weights, and that's all perfectly fine. But if you know me, you know that I'm all about mobility and making sure that you are doing a movement for quality over quantity. And what I mean by that is that if we break down sort of that movement, that jumping movement, again, whether you are doing your volleyball approach to hit the net, to do some blocking, or you're gonna go shoot a free throw, or you're gonna just do a box jump, the foundational mechanics of it are the same. Obviously, starting on the ground, it's very important that you practice a lot of grounding techniques. And if you don't know what I mean by that, it's essentially sort of bringing back that awareness into your feet and getting your brain to fire and getting your sense of stability on the ground first before you're doing any type of movement, right? And that's a pretty big difference. If you want to go more into depth in that, there's more videos on this channel about that. Actually, I'll link something up here. But anyway, there's a reason why I'm barefoot right now, and I want to break this movement down, and I don't want to go too long on this video, but I figured I'd kind of break this movement down because, again, it's very common, and I know that if this is something that maybe you can use as a self-assessment and kind of see where you're at and maybe identify some areas where you have more tightness, you have some restriction, that then you can kind of focus on doing either some soft tissue techniques or some stretching to then make the actual jump in your training later on a lot more efficient, a lot more powerful, and then when you load, you can actually perform better, okay? So if we break down that basic move, we're essentially going from an arm swing back, doing a hip hinge action, bringing your glutes back, feet with the floor, reacting to the force, pushing off of that ground, and then elevating up, right? And soft landing, of course. And so here is the exercise. So I recommend doing this barefoot, again, so you get a nice sense of the ground and you get all those sensory receptors really firing and get your brain kind of turned on, like, okay, we have a lot more awareness to the area, so you tend to be more focused. So I also want you to be intentional about this. So again, very simply, just standing really right above my hips, stacked over my knees and ankles, just very comfortable. I'm not really wide, I'm not really too narrow. I want you to kind of spread your toes so that, again, you have contact on the ground as much as possible. Your forefoot, your big toe, and your heel are nice on the ground, and you sort of feel like you're trying to grab onto the ground. We're going to squeeze our glutes, bringing our hip into neutral, our pelvis into neutral. Really vacuum this so we protect the spine, bringing our belly button into our stomach, nice strong core. And you're going to bring your arms back like so. Okay, about like a nice little bit of a 45-degree angle here. And then you're going to explode up with your arms raised up only on your tippy toes and back down. And see, the idea there is that it's all in one motion. So driving up all the way, you want to hold yourself on your tippy toes a good 2-second hold where you're not toppling over. That's where keeping your core tight really comes into play, and reaching like you're actually reaching for something and staying nice and strong. And then deciding that you're going to come down and have that downward motion be as well. So again, it's just right here, nice and ready. My head is not down or up, just keeping neutral. Ready, up, hold, and back down. And up, explosive, hold it, and back down. This is the side view, so you can take a look at my spine position. Should all be in line. Here we go. Up, hold, hold, and down, and up, and down. Once more. And let me tell you, that exercise alone, that movement breakdown, really, as you can see, I'm a little bit out of breath, and I only did a few reps. And the reason is I'm really being conscious about my foot contact with the ground. I'm squeezing my glutes like crazy. I'm squeezing my quads, my hamstrings. Everything is pretty much tight. My core is tight, and I'm really intentional so that once this is nice and tight, then I can move, and I'm moving pretty explosively, but then holding my spot up top, engaging all those intrinsic muscles of the ankle and foot, and then coming back down, all right? So I would say this is a great way to even warm up, get your heart rate going. As you can see, I'm starting to sweat. My breathing is a little bit difficult right now. I apologize for that. That probably sounds weird. But anyway, this is something really great to do. And you can see you can start doing 10, 15 repetitions of that. It's a great kind of prep and prime before you're getting ready to do the rest of your training. So I would do this first, then go into maybe some of your mobility, stretching, and dynamic warm-up. But this is a really great foundation, especially on days that you're going to be doing some jumping training, some plyometrics, and some explosive exercises. Anyway, so hopefully that was helpful. If you really enjoyed that, please drop me a like. Let me know in the comments section below if this helped you out, what you thought of this, and share it with a friend. And if you found this information helpful, hopefully you consider subscribing and hit that nice looking subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram. That's really where I do a lot of posting and I like to engage. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me there as well, and check out the links below for any free resources. Until next time, remember, movement is medicine, and don't skip recovery. My name is Michelle, your favorite trainer. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.